Thank you very much, Deputy President. Well, I want to start by saying I really regret the contribution made by Senator Delegar and the offensive imputations that were made in relation to coalition senators and members. It now seems, according to Labor, that it is an offence to drape the Australian flag and be proud of our flag. And that is exactly— I'll take that interjection, Senator Delegar. That is exactly what you said. You criticised some of us on this side of politics for having the temerity to drape the Australian flag around us, to be proud of our country. And how dare you suggest that is dog whistling?
Senator Henderson, direct your remarks through the chair.
Through you, Chair.
Order.
How dare Senator Delegar suggest that is dog whistling? To be proud of our country, to be proud of our flag. That is why so many people want to come and live in our country, because we are a great country and we have one of the most successful migration histories of any country in the world. We are a proud migrant nation. We are a proud multicultural country for those who've been here for thousands of years, for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, for those who came to our country decades ago, and for recent arrivals. We are a hugely successful multicultural country. And Senator Delegar, I would ask you, and you're only a new senator, you're reading from Labor's talking points, but I would really ask you to reflect on the way in which you have characterised not just members and senators on this side of the chamber and this side of the political aisle, but every Australian who is proud to fly the Australian flag in their backyard or their front yard. Every local school or RSL or community organisation who is proud to fly the Australian flag. And, of course, to those who want to drape the Australian flag around them. And I say all power to every single Australian who flies our flag, who wears our flag with pride. But the bottom line is, and I do rise to take note in relation to the question by Senator Scarr, is that every country has a responsibility to run its migration program in the national interest. And that is not happening under this government. We have seen migration grossly mismanaged. And Senator Scarr spelled out some of the facts in relation to that mismanagement. And we know that migration is running out of control. Net oversized migration for the year ending 31st of March 2025 is still 315,900. This is approximately 100,000 or 46% above the 10-year average prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. It is 91,000 higher than Treasury's non-forecasts in the last budget for the last 3 years commencing 1 July 2026. It is 80,000 higher than the long-term average assumption of 235,000 used by the Centre for Population. So this government has a very bad record of mismanaging migration in the national interest. And what does that mean? Without knowing the short, medium and long-term migration planning, we heard crickets from the responsible minister in this place today. Labor will not fess up what those long, medium and short-term targets are. And the concern is that how can we as a nation plan for services, for infrastructure, for what our nation needs, for schools, for hospitals, if we do not have that planning in place? So I say, and particularly in my former role as the Shadow Minister for Education, we took a very strong policy to the election, capping international students at 25% at public universities, which makes us one of the most generous of all countries in the world in terms of welcoming international students. And instead we now see international students running at record levels, getting worse, with the government completely dropping the ball on managing international students, which, as we know, contributes about half of net overseas migration.
Senator
So I say that is not good
Henderson,
enough.
your time